I don't want none. No, I'm kidding. I'm a bat. All right, let's just get started right off the bat. First and foremost, spoiler alert, you already saw in the opening, got AJ Styles here, the Elite Mattel. I don't even know what series it's in. It's like something B or A. I don't know. I lose track. I'm not good at keeping track of who's in what series. I just know like approximately when figures are supposed to be out, and that's when I go look for them. Anyway, AJ Styles. I like the figure. I think it's really good for a first attempt from Mattel in the Elite line. I like the inclusion of the sweatshirt. You can see the paint on the gloves where it says AJ Styles. It's really nicely done. The detailing on the chest hair and everything, pretty nice, I would say. Phenomenal one on the boots. I mean, it's a simple enough logo to print on this side. This one's a little more complicated, but I dig it, man. I really think they did a good job. And down the side of his tights as well. Here you can see once the vest is off that he has his tattoo on his side with AJ and then the various dates that are beneath it. I would have liked maybe a little bit bigger torso for him, because I mean, if you look at AJ Styles, he's like bigger than like a small body like this. So I don't know, maybe the next time around. But if you have it with the sweatshirt on, it doesn't matter anyway. And even though he's maybe a little small, the paint detail and everything is a good enough way to cover that up. So, in my opinion, great figure. If you can find it, grab it. I don't know when they're going to get around to making another Elite AJ Styles, but until then, this is your best bet. All right, next up, we got that Then Now Forever Macho Man figure. This is from late 99, I think, early 2000s WCW, which in retrospect, history has not been kind to, and with good reason. It was trash. You'll notice this is not the shirt he comes with. He actually comes with this shirt here. But I don't like those big, bulky, rubber-looking shirts. So I grabbed the shirt off of this Christian figure from back in Elite Series, whatever, and put it on him. And I think it looks better than the one he came with. So I'm going to keep it on there. Here you see without the accessories, the intensity in his eyes. I like how Mattel actually was able to capture that. Like, he looks like he's a menace. He got the slick back ponytail, the earrings and everything that he would have had around this time. The paint on the tights is really nice. It's actually, it's a bunch of star designs, but they're really well done. I dig this figure, man. I really think this is a nice addition to my collection. This is actually the only Macho Man I have, and I had to go with the one that was, a gangster rapper. So, hey, if I'm going to pick one, I might as well start off strong. Moving on, we got the Big Boss Man. That's right, this is the corporate version. So, this will be like 1998, 1999 era Boss Man. I think he actually pretty much wore this up until the end of his career with WWE, which would have been like maybe 2001-ish. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, he was a big player in the hardcore division for that entire time. I like the Boss Man personally. I think this figure is a great representation of him from around that time. They did a good job with the vest. They made him look like a big, thick guy like he would have been at the time. Here he is next to the earlier version of the Boss Man from the early 90s, let's say. This is like Elite 14 or whatever it would have been. I can't remember off the top of my head. And they did a Toys R Us version of this too, like the re-release. They both come with the same sunglasses and the same nightstick. But obviously this one, the new one, his head sculpt is different to match kind of how he looked in the late 90s and the corporation and all that. And obviously he's looks way different appearance-wise. Like, he went from being like kind of like a classical-looking cop to more like a SWAT team member. Awesome figure, though. If I had to pick between the two, I'm going with this one just because this was the Boss Man that I remember watching. But, I mean, either way, you can't go wrong. Moving right along.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah, sorry. This is just a fix-up I made. I bought the Toys R Us Vince McMahon, the one with the black sweatshirt and the Attitude Era Championship. And I bought that basic JBL figure and put Vince's head on this body. It's not perfect or anything, but it makes a nice Attitude Era Vince, and that's pretty much all I need. He's not elite articulation or anything, although he does have an ab crunch, because for some reason all the suited bodies, I think, have ab crunches. Maybe not all of them, but this one does for some reason. So that's a nice little bonus. But yeah, decent enough recipe for a quick Vince McMahon from the Attitude Era. Sure, you could do it with a modern Vince head too, like maybe that one that came in the 2-pack with CM Punk or whatever. If you got that laying around, that should also work. But, it's up to you. Moving along, we got Network Undertaker, that Toys R Us exclusive one. This actually came from Burnout Inc. He hooked it up. I've started seeing this guy around me recently, but this is actually one that he got me before I started seeing it, around my area. So yeah, he picked one up for me, sent it to me, and it got here before I ever started seeing it around my area. So much appreciated, dude. You can see here, underneath, the articulation is actually really... Hang on, what? Wait a minute, this is a basic figure under here. What's going on? That's right, I already switched the heads and stuff, so here we go. This is the 1998 SummerSlam Undertaker, the basic figure that came out a while back. And this is the figure that I was just describing, the Network Spotlight. So, this is the Elite figure, with all the articulation that you like, and the detail and everything, which we'll get into. It's just the head from the 98 Undertaker. And this now has allowed me to make my perfect 1997-1998 Undertaker, which is my all-time favorite version of the Undertaker. So you can see the detail on like the buckles and everything on the top tunic thing, I guess you would call it, is, I don't know, I think it's really nicely done. And they got the shoulder pad things with like the little studs riveted in. I think it's badass. And what else they got on there? They got a little like Undertaker logo cross design on both sides. The tall laced up boots. I seem to recall he had like laceless boots around this time, but I mean they did the same thing with the classic Kane figures too. So I don't know. Maybe that's just something that I'm missing, or it's just something that they're just simply not going to do. But either way, I really dig this figure. Happy to finally have this version of Undertaker in my collection. And the best part is, even with the head swap, if you just want to display this figure with the cloak, you don't really need all the Elite articulation anyway, because he's basically just going to stand there like this. So, you know, added bonus that I'm still able to display it pretty much exactly as it was meant to be displayed anyway. But I'm able to use the Elite body on the Undertaker that I'll either be animating with or posing around a little bit more. So, hey, win-win for the captain. Boom. And last but not least, we got, boom, WrestleMania 12, Shawn Michaels. This is the Toys R Us exclusive Elite version of this attire now. I don't actually know which series this is. I think this is a WrestleMania Heritage thing, like how they did Kane and Undertaker a couple of years ago, and they did the Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels previously to that. But I just stumbled upon it in Toys R Us. I totally forgot this was even coming out. But when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. Because originally I was going to pass on it because I have this figure, which is the original version of this, the entrance grades, which is a basic figure. It's not Elite articulation like this. But he does come with all the entrance gear and stuff too. So we're going to mess around here right now. What do you think? Alright, so looking at these figures now, I see a couple of key differences. Number one, the colors on the Elite are way brighter as far as the gold and silver goes. Unfortunately, I don't have the knee pads for this figure. I got it loose, so I'm sure the knee pads would look good on this, but the colors may not match up exactly. I'm not 100% sure on that. The Elite Shawn Michaels has always had slightly bigger arms than the basic ones. Like, they use really small arms on the basic Shawn Michaels figures for some reasons. So besides that, they're basically the same. It looks like the tattoo is about the same level of detail on both figures. This one obviously has the chest hair, so that's an added bonus if that's your thing. But hey, whether that's your thing or not, it's always been Shawn Michaels' thing. The detailing on the Heartbreak Kid logo and everything, mine's a little bit scuffed up on the basic, but the Elite, they definitely nailed it. Good job. In fact, the only thing that I would give the basic figure over the Elite is the head, because if you'll notice, the hair has like actual shading and stuff in the basic figure, and they did a better job painting like the eyes, in my opinion, and the eyebrows. So I may wind up just switching the basic head to the Elite figure, because the Elite figure's head sculpt, I don't know, it's the same sculpt obviously, but the paint is just kind of flat and uninspired in my opinion. And last but not least, as you see, the entrance attire from this figure fits perfectly on the new one, so you won't be missing anything if you decide to swap it over. So yeah, overall, these are the figures I've gotten recently. I really dig all of them. Seems like Mattel has stepped up in its quality control department for a lot of these compared to like some of the last series that I was picking up, which was like the Hart Foundation and the Dudleys and some of those guys. I don't know, something about those figures, it seemed like they dropped the ball on QC. And these seem like they're all a step in the right direction. So hopefully that trend continues. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Captain McKay. I'll catch up with you in the next one.
That's crispy.